Yes, today we are going to speak about trends in information and knowledge governance. And my name is Ngwakuma Root. Yeah, going forward, there has been tremendous changes, developments, and improvements in the information and knowledge governance from time in memorial to date as we speak. And this might be simply be due to growth and implementation or improvement in technology, particularly information communication technology. Initially, in the ancient days, information and knowledge governance or materials were managed manually in a paper-based formats, but to the recent years, the task has been discharged using information communication technology applications or appliances. As such, management tools like legislations, policies, and procedures had to be created and improved from time to time to meet modern requirements. Information and knowledge governance was shaped by understanding of the need for clear business values and investment returns. Knowledge management, enterprise, artificial intelligence, and compliance knowledge ecosystem are one of those good examples. Knowledge management organizations and the mandates are now seen as critical key factors, and as such, it needs to be governed appropriately. Changes in corporate governance, new information-related global legislations and regulations, and the rapid increase in the amount of information in use in organizations have led to the need to clearly define a framework for information governance with a consistent definition, appropriate inclusion of if affected disciplines, and an approach to implementation. Initially, there was a lack of framework for information governance. This left organizations with no plans rather than playing around changes in records and information programs to form the information governance program. The struggle to establishment of information governance has led to it yield interest to the national level in different countries across the globe, including Africa. For instance, South Africa has developed several legislations to govern information in both private and public bodies or private entities, which include the National Archives and Record Service of South Africa Act that mandate management of records. Specific legislations pertaining to different government and private organization functions were also developed to govern information produced for each specific function. For instance, healthcare functions are governed by the National Health Act, which has stipulations to mandate proper management of patients' information. Private bodies are mostly governed by Companies Act, which also stipulate obligations for proper management of business transactions and communication information in different formats. Um, the department and the provision of legislations has led to the management of information properly governed and taken seriously in different spheres of business operations to date. And in the ancient years, information was managed without proper directions or guidelines since legislations were not much talking to the functions to manage information. And there was no framework to also guide on the processes to be discharged. South Africa has initiated developments of regulations for the Protection of Personal Information Act in 2018 as led by the Office of the Information Regulator, who is attached to the Department of Justice. Previously, the country had a freedom of information legislation enforced by the South African Human Rights Commission to the end of the year 2016. Eventually, this responsibility was divided into different agencies attached to different government departments. For example, SETA discharging the responsibility for governance of information technology through the SETA Act or State Information Technology Act. One of the current challenges is that there are a lot of unnecessary subdivisions in the information governance within South Africa. This is because different legislations that are related to, like, for example, State Information Technology Agency Act, PAIA, which is Promotion of Access to Information Act, PAJA, with its Promotion of Access to Information Act, Justice Information Act, and POPIA, including other acts which I did not mention here, are being enforced and advocated by different agencies and departments. Besides, National Archives and Records Service of South Africa Act mostly dwell on the records management and archiving and does not speak to all other information governance related legislations. The other challenge is that due to silos operation in enforcing and governing information responsibilities and functions are in some instance duplicated, which provide for a fruitless exercise. Due to lack of framework to guide originations at operational level, there are also silos operations at that level in which modus operandi or mode of operation differ from organization to organization, which is not supposed to be the case. For instance, implementation of PAIA in terms of promoting and or controlling access to information in some organizations is implemented by record management, others in information technology or IT section. And in some instances, you find the legal department controlling or taking lead in that. This shows very well that there is no clear division of responsibilities across different organizations or departments. And this shows also lack of framework for information governance from the national level of the country down to the operational, organizational, or operational level. Mitigating silos in the way information is processed in the business may bring visible improvement to the way data processing and implementation of policies in the organization is being done. South Africa experiences a conflicting role even at provincial level when it comes to information governance. For instance, some provinces like Limpopo has provincial archives and also they have Premier's Office Transversal Record Management Division or unit that are both in charge of controlling records management function within the province. Again, at national level, SETA may at times implement the electronic record management systems without consulting or involving the National Archives or National Archivist. And to elaborate on that, I want to quote Mulon and Ngweb in 2019, who says, information governance is the set of multidisciplinary structure, including oversight mechanism, policies, procedures, processes, standards, and controls available at the country level to manage information on all media in such a way that organizations can customize to support their immediate and future regulatory, legal risks, environmental, and operational requirements. There are several information governance models developed by some organizations that are being applied in South Africa. And these include core concepts information governance framework developed by Mulon in 2017. The framework consists of 3 pillars, which are instruments like policy, legislative framework, infrastructure like technology, and interest of people, change management and accountability. And the other framework is corporate governance using King 4 report, which was developed by Institute of Directors in Southern Africa in 2009. It is the South African corporate governance framework that focused much on the information and technology governance that any other facets. It has been reviewed and improved from version to version, and the latest version is King 4. Association of Information and Image Management is another framework which was introduced by Association of Information and Image Management in 2018. Initially, it was focused on enterprise content management, but later expand into other information governance facets, and it certifies information governance. It also provides for many frameworks or models. And the other model is ARMA, which means Archive and Records Management Association, Principles and Information Governance Maturity Model or Maturity Model. And this framework focused much on records management and electronic discovery reference model, e-discovery framework for information governance. And the other framework is ARMA, or Information and Records Management Association, Information Governance Body of Knowledge, which was also introduced by Archive and Record Management Association International in 2018. And this framework provides for a framework that is strategical to ensure accountability from individuals and organizations across the disciplines through standards, processes, roles, and metrics. And the other framework, we have Information Technology Governance Model, which was introduced with COVID-5 as an initial reference point. The model is not focused on the overall information governance facets, but only on information technology governance. The other framework is IBM Information Governance Maturity Model. This was introduced by IBM company, and IBM views information governance as a tool that supports business to meet legal requirements for enterprise. They also see information governance as a discipline or technology or solution. Data Management Association International and Data Management Body of Knowledge Framework for Data Governance was also introduced by Data Management Association International. Mostly, it is focused on data governance and appears to be confusing it with information governance. The last framework is electronic discovery reference model. This model is focused on information management, but primarily on the e-discovery. The Pinewheel presented a list of activities or facets related to information governance in the framework that are supposed to be integrated as follows. The finance, data science, information, business intelligence, big data, enterprise architecture, analytics, digital curation, stewardship, audit, master data management, records and information management, compliance, data governance, risk management, e-discovery, privacy, data storage and archiving, legal, knowledge management, business management and operations, as well as information security and protection. Generally accepted record-keeping principle, which in short is abbreviated as GARP or GARP, refer to the following as the principles of effective information governance, which I'm going to describe fully in the next slides or in the next, as we proceed with the video. Which these include accountability, transparency, integrity, protection, compliance, availability, retention, and disposal or disposition. The general accepted record-keeping principle are a set of guidelines for how to maintain business records and information. The principles were created by ARMA, or Archive and Record Management Association International. And the principles are as follows. The accountability, which is about a senior executive, is describing a senior executive to oversee the record keeping program and ensure it's auditable or ensure that it is auditable. And then we also have availability, which is about the state that record should be kept in a way that makes it easy to find information quickly and accurately. Protection. With protection, an information governance program should protect private, confidential, and other sensitive information. And transparency, information should be transparent. And we also have integrity, in which information should be kept with integrity. So with compliance, a record should comply with applicable regulations. And accessibility, information or record should be accessible. Retention and disposition, there should be policies for how long records should be kept and how such records should be disposed. Looking further, GARP presents the 5 levels of effective information governance maturity models. These are the first level, which is named substandard. In this level, record keeping concerns is totally not addressed or partially addressed. The second level is called in development, in which recognition for record keeping are developing. So the third level is called essential, in which there is a description of essential legal and regulatory requirements. And the level 4 is called proactive, which is about the situation where there is an initiation for implementation of information governance program in the organization. The fifth level is transformational, which is more about the situation in which in the organization information governance program is integrated into the overall organizational corporate infrastructure and processes of business. Yes, I want to thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.